Code monkey, get up, get coffee. Code monkey, go to job. Code monkey, have boring meeting with boring manager Rob. Rob say code monkey very diligent, but his output stink. His code not functional or elegant. What do code monkey think? Code monkey think maybe manager wanna write login page himself. Code monkey not say it out loud. Code monkey not crazy, just proud. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code monkey very simple man. Big warm fuzzy secret heart. Code monkey like you. Code monkey like you.
What's new, Dino Dudes? It's me, the Meteor Raptor. Welcome back to another episode of the Meteor Raptor Reviews. You know how last review I talked about The Lion King being a movie that didn't really need to exist in the first place, but still turned out pretty good? Well, we have another movie that I don't know how this thing got made, although I will talk about one theory real quick at the end, but I don't know how this movie got made. Yeah, the Banana Splits movie. It's a 2019 live-action horror movie based off the Banana Splits. For those of you who don't know, it was a kids' show from Hanna-Barbera in the 60s about a lion, a dog, a monkey, or an orangutan, and an elephant that were essentially in a band that would introduce cartoons and play songs for kids. Not only that, it has one of the catchiest theme songs ever written. I'm not gonna lie, even knowing nothing about this show up until this movie was announced, the theme song's amazing. And when this movie was announced, I think a lot of people, myself included, either went, You're joking, right? You gotta be joking. You can't make a horror movie out of the Banana Splits. Or we went, no. For those of you who don't know, this is made by the same company that made that genuinely horrible Velma and Daphne movie. So when I heard that, my hopes were not raised at all. Then the trailer came out. Sorry, I keep thinking my dog is right behind me for some reason. And my hopes were not raised anymore because, well, the trailer looked really dumb. Then I rewatched the trailer, a few times actually. And I admittedly got kind of excited because I began to think, this is gonna be a bad movie. How bad is it gonna be? And I'm just gonna spoil my whole review right now. I thought this movie was great. Yeah, the R-rated Banana Splits movie, the R-rated horror movie based off the children's TV show from the 60s from the people that made Scooby-Doo, was actually really good. It's not good in the way you're expecting. Let me explain. This is very much a so bad it's good movie, or a you enjoy it because it's stupid, or it is what it is kind of movie. This is the kind of movie that falls in the categories of things like The Toxic Avenger, Sharknado, The Room, Birdemic, Samurai Cop. And that's not to say there's nothing genuinely good about it, as there are a few things I have to give real credit to. And I'll talk about that in a sec, but this is definitely like a cheesy B movie that you gotta watch with friends, or you gotta be able to watch and just laugh. First of all, the writing. There's a pretty solid theory going around that this was going to be a Five Nights at Freddy's movie until Scott Cawthon backed out and went to Blumhouse with it, where it's now been kind of in production for a few years. So Warner Bros. Started crying because they didn't get to make another franchise that they could milk and ultimately destroy. So they just took, oh, hey, look, Banana Splits, that's people in costumes, let's make them robots. Okay, let's do this. And I should probably give my thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's real quick. I'm not a fan. When it started, had a really interesting concept, really cool lore, like hidden lore and all that. Scott Cawthon clearly has no idea what he's doing, and he just keeps pumping them out to try and drag us along, and really, I lost all interest around the third game. I keep watching people like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye or Game Theory play them or talk about them, but I could really not care less about the franchise right now. So hearing, yeah, it was supposed to be a FNAF movie, didn't exactly sit well with me to begin with, and I'm pretty sure this entire thing was literally a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. They just changed the characters at the last minute. So what is the plot? This family goes to see a taping of the Banana Splits, and then it turns out the show is going to be cancelled after 60 years. Okay, that doesn't work. Sorry, just I gotta say, no show goes on that long, not even The Simpsons, let alone a show that's about robots performing songs for kids. But that doesn't matter. For some reason, they never really explain. It could be faulty virus or something. The robots decide, oh, okay, the show's gonna be cancelled? Let's kill everyone then. And they decide all the adults have to die so they can keep performing for the kids. I gotta admit, that's kind of a funny idea, just in and of itself. And so the rest of the movie is the main family trying to survive, as well as a bunch of other characters that are very much just slasher movie fodder, but instead of like the jock, the virgin, the and all that, we got social media influencers and a cheating husband. So there's still not people you want to see live through the movie, and thankfully a lot of them do die in some pretty creative and surprisingly gory ways at times. So the writing is very weak. I'm not going to act like it's strong, but it knows what it is and it at least has fun with it for the most part. My one real complaint is the Banana Splits should have been more like Freddy Krueger. It seems like they're going to be telling jokes as they kill people, but they rarely do. I kind of figured they should have been a lot more vocal, a lot more active, but whatever. The movie is just kind of bananas enough on its own that it manages to make its bizarre, ultimately very, very stupid concept work. So much so that when the sequel hook hit at the very end, because of course there's a sequel hook, I was sitting there going, bring it on, I want to see more. And I love what they are implying they're going to do with the sequel, because there's one part in this movie I dare not spoil. It is, like, even for me, I was not expecting it. It was amazing, and if the sequel does follow up on that, I will be so happy. So, the writing is both a really big strength and a weakness. The acting is surprisingly decent. A good chunk of the actors are not really that good. In fact, looking at this cast list, I do not recognize anybody from this. And pretty much just from looking like through the first few actors, none of these actors have really been in anything too major. Like, yeah, I'm not joking, like the actor who plays the kid has been in 3 things. And they all came out in 2019, or one's coming out in 2020. Like, these are not actors who have a whole lot of, like, you know, background to them, but the actors do, a good chunk of them, do their best with what they have and make it work. A couple of the actors, sure, they can't act to begin with, but, like, they just don't work, but, some of the actors do. Like, the main character who's a kid, surprisingly good. The friend he makes who goes along with them, she's really good. The one guy who plays all 4 Banana Splits, really good. Now for the special effects. This is another part where the movie kind of falters in some regards. I get that these are animatronics and they're supposed to be big and bulky because they're animatronics, but they also seem really light. And I know, and the costumes don't look like the original Banana Splits, they look very cheap, and the whole robots and stuff, they look very pushoverable, which does happen a few times. Furthermore, I think they could have been a bit more creative with some of the kills, and some of the kills they do utilize a lot of practical blood, which does look nice. There is some CG blood, which, it's CG blood, it never looks good. But overall, it works. Music, they got a pretty nice remix of the original Banana Splits theme in there. That's the only thing of note. Oh yeah, at the end, they make a horror version of the Banana Splits theme song. It is actually kind of scary, in like a creepy, like chills down your spine kind of way. So, can I recommend the Banana Splits movie? Yes, wholeheartedly. I'm giving it another solid 3 Raptor claws out of 4. This movie, under no circumstances, should have ever been made. But I am really thankful it was made because I had so much fun with it. I really hope we see sequels to this. This could be like the next Sharknado, essentially. I am totally down for Banana Splits 2 Banana Boogaloo. Guy, like, if the director or anyone's watching this, hit me up. I'm totally down to help you guys make that movie, even if it's just me reviewing it when it comes out before everyone else sees it. I have not had this much fun with a cheesy horror movie in a long time, and I can highly recommend it. So with that being said, that's all the time for now, so until next time, this has been the Meteor Raptor. As always saying, keep cool, and I will see all you dial dudes around. Later.